Well, hello, neighbors out there. Welcome to another episode of Neighbors Don't Knock. We're going to be talking about movie trailers today. Don't go to sleep yet, I promise. We're going to really bash some movie trailers. I mean...
What a lead. Wow.
Yeah, don't worry. We're going to be talking about the ridiculous length of trailers and ads that go on before movies. So stick with us for this episode.
Welcome to Neighbors Don't Knock, the show that brings you hilarious, unapologetic conversations only these neighbors can have. Join them and guests in their weekly mission to expand the neighborhood. Now, here's your hosts, Brian Chambers and Philip Goffrey.
What's going on, all you neighbors out there? Welcome to another episode of Neighbors Don't Knock. Philip, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm worried. Where's your bashing stick? Should I be afraid?
I'm like Rocky, man. I'm like beating the meat barehanded.
Everyone just tuning in for the first time. Brian is not normally quite this aggressive, but I kind of dig it. I kind of dig aggressive, Brian.
There's the bell for the opening round, and Rocky Balboa comes out to the center of the ring. Got the Russian right back in the Balboa's corner now.
Well, first of all, welcome to the new year.
Yeah, Happy New Year,
So
buddy.
Happy New Year to you. I know we didn't get a chance to, we spent New Year's together. And for all of you, I'll let you guys think whatever you want.
See, this is the downside to having some episodes in the pipe, right? As they roll out to you, our loyal viewers and listeners, we don't necessarily have the same timeline that you do. So, yes,
well,
Happy
it's
New Year.
been New Year for a while, and I consider New Year happening all the way through January.
Ooh, fair.
Personally, I mean, it's just you're still getting back into the realm of normalcy, I guess you can say it, or routine. Maybe that's a better way to put it. Like you gotta get your routine back. But
yeah, I'm with you. But I do feel like modern day has helped out a little bit with that because I don't have to get the date on the checks wrong so often anymore, right?
it just automatically flips.
That
it
used to
over.
be my thing for years, right? Every New Year, I'd be like, "Oh God, it's 2000." Oh, well, maybe
another year.
2002, 2003.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Did you have any resolutions or anything that you were doing this year? I know we didn't really talk about that, but it might be a little bit late. But are any of you keeping up with your resolutions? That's the question for you.
It has
so
been
let me
long
know
enough.
if you are or
yeah.
not.
Yeah, it has been long enough for most of you to fall off the wagon already. So.
Yeah, I'm sure many of you. How many people do you think that typically, on average, like make it at least 2 weeks?
I don't know, but I have looked up statistics on it in the past, and it's pretty bleak. There's a reason why psychiatrists and psychologists alike will tell you don't do it. Like, just do not make a resolution, and if you do, make it something mild, easily
attainable or something like that.
No
don't put like a
gigantic life changes.
like don't know like a vision board or anything like that.
A vision board. What are you, The Secret?
So well, I mean that encouragement.
Myself in my Nissan sports car.
Oh, don't! If you can see
I've seen the
yourself,
movie.
you can will it.
Yeah.
If you can see yourself, you can will it into existence.
It's quantum, man.
So
yeah.
It has been proven now scientifically that an affirmative thought is hundreds of times more powerful than a negative thought.
Quantumanium over here.
But we're going to talk movies because I think this is a year for movies. There's a lot of stuff that's come out over the past year. I've been very excited that I've gotten a chance to see a bunch of movies, and
I feel like for the most part, quality's been ramping back up too, which is kind of nice, right?
Yeah, I guess for me, I'm not quite at that level of thinking. It's very selective. I am trying to go to more, so I can be a little bit more critical with the movies that are coming out.
So you're not being selective about the movies. You're selectively deciding which ones get your gold star, right? That's
maybe a little both.
I see.
Little of both. No, but I like the movie. I like the movie going experience, as we've talked before. It's always fun. If you guys know us, then believe me, it's gonna be. There's a lot of stuff coming out this year that I am looking forward to, and there's some movies that towards the end of the year that I saw this past year. Or just recently that were actually really great and that I enjoyed. You know, we both seen Wonka. We enjoyed that. That was a really great movie. I highly recommend that one.
I loved Wonka.
Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you all. My name is
is Willy Wonka. You see, I'm something of a magician. Prepare to be amazed.
I
Yeah.
gotta give that one complete, 2 thumbs up. Go see Wonka. It's great.
Yeah, it's ridiculously great, and that's all you got to know. It's going to be ridiculous. So spectacular. But we're not going to talk about movies. We could do that any day and all day long. There's plenty of great movies coming out, but we're going to talk about the frustrations of the movie-going experience, because these studios want people back in the theaters, but they're making it increasingly more difficult. And the biggest one that we're going to talk about today is trailers and ads. And in fact, it used to be, you walked in, there was nothing on the screen, and then all of a sudden, previews and trailers and all that were about to start when, something actually came up on the screen and the lights started to dim a little bit, or just they'd halfway or something. Like now you walk. Well,
go down in the city. Yeah.
But I mean, now it's just you walk in, there's already ads on the screen. I mean, literally, there's already
Quite
things.
a few, in fact.
Yes, there's a ton of ads that are on the screen already, and you honestly don't even know when the previews start until you get to a preview.
Yeah, and they're crafty now too, because they always have that little entertainment personality they put up on the screen to kind of fill the time as you're filling the seats, right? Like who's the woman that's up there all the time? In
I don't know,
Regal?
but it's a Nuvi. It's
Yeah.
like Nuvi experience, depending which you go. We go to a Regal a bunch, but we've also gone to iPic and AMC and other places.
They're like
but
random influencers promoting their own podcast, basically, that are up on the screen for a half hour before the film talking about random movie stuff. Like it's half interview, half commercial. It's
I mean,
very weird.
like we can't be patient enough, waiting for the movie. I'm just we have to have somebody talking to us the second that you walk into that theater. I've got to be seeing something on that screen.
Yeah, but kudos to the guy in the boardroom who came up with that one, right? Because I'm picturing him like old school, like classic Hollywood 1950s boardroom exec with the pencil. Why is that screen blank? Money, that's money, damn it.
Well, I was gonna say we can't do subliminal messages
Totally.
over the the sound systems. Let's just put something in front of them.
Johnson, what do you see there? Nothing, sir. Exactly.
Why is it always Johnson?
I don't know. It really is.
Whenever you always call someone, Johnson, give me that coffee. Yes, sir. Whenever it's a dude, it's always Johnson.
Well, yeah,
No, so my experience recently, and it's gotten increasingly worse with the trailers and ads and things, and that's a key word, ads, not just trailers.
So that's what's really rubbing you.
That's
I
what
can
that's
tell,
that's
right?
what's rubbing me the most, and I don't care. Okay, I'm okay with ads being done prior to the previews, but then when previews start, dim the lights, let the previews roll, and then get on with the movie. I mean, you had all that time to place the ads. It's like all the streaming service. You got all these ads now. I mean, ads are everywhere, right? And I get it. You got advertisers got to get their stuff in so people can make money, whatever. But you already paid an obscene price for a ticket. Tickets now are what? Where we are, they're anywhere between
$1,532. On Tuesday.
Well, it's like $15 to $16 on a regular day.
Yeah, they're very expensive.
Yeah, just for like a regular 2D movie, not IMAX, not any. And there's like 1,000 ways to see movies now. Yeah. And then VIP experience, and then popcorn is typically like $10 or $11.
Yeah,
just for a popcorn.
The concessions are like sports stadiums now. They're every bit as expensive as going to a baseball game or something.
Yeah, and like you can get a Coke, and it's about the same price. It's like $9 or $10. So you're spending like almost $25 on top of the ticket just for one person. We're talking one person. I'm not talking a couple, a family, whatever. So all that being said, you go in, you sit there. Your movie is supposed to start at 7 p.m. You sit there, you see all the ads. All of a sudden, the trailer starts. You see trailers, many which you probably will not want to go see.
This picture I'm being painted here by you is like all of a sudden it's the next day.
That's like hold on. All right, so you're sitting there, popcorn in hand, and you realize when you look down, you ordered a large popcorn. Your $12 popcorn is almost gone before you get to the start of the freaking movie. All right, this drives me nuts because you had a 7 o'clock showing, and all of a sudden around 7:25, 7:30, you're getting the little roller coaster through the concession stand. Thank you for your patience. Enjoy the movie.
Yeah.
You know,
With
I'm
the
just
annoying, the annoying 3 pops of popcorn. That
yes,
come with
and then it goes, yeah. That's a 25 to 30 minutes of ads / previews.
It really is crazy.
It's what are we doing? Moviegoers or studios, come on now. You know, limit it to 2 previews. I honestly, I think 2 previews.
That's very limited. Wow. That's aggressive.
I mean, depending what movie you're seeing, you change what previews are going on, right?
Well, as they do. But, it's interesting to me because the average length of movies has increased significantly over the years. It's like not a small percentage. It's something like
Killer of the Flower
35%.
Moon was 3 hours and 26 minutes. There was also a Martin Scorsese film, which his tend to be a little bit longer anyway. But I went and saw Napoleon, and Napoleon was a 2 hour and 40-minute or 45-minute movie. I mean, it was close to 30. So you spent from the time you sit down, you spend over 3 hours sitting in the theater. It's a long time, man. I mean, it's like at one point in time, I think I remember my brother had to go see, or got a chance to go see Braveheart in theaters, and he got for I think his history class, he got like extra credit if he went and saw Braveheart. And there was an actual intermission. There was a 5-minute intermission, and they put a little timer on the screen with the countdown, like it was an actual intermission. Because and that movie was what I can't remember. Was Braveheart about 3 hours?
About that. I'm pretty sure there was an intermission the first time I saw Titanic as well. I think they let us all out for a bathroom break about halfway through.
I think I saw that too. Yeah, but I don't. Was it a half hour? No.
No. Halfway through.
Oh, halfway through.
Yeah,
I was,
yeah.
I was like,
Come back in a half hour, kids.
yeah, people are like, I'll come back I'll come back tomorrow.
No. But don't you find it interesting? To me, I find it so fascinating that there are more previews being packed in before the movies, because they're all about the same length, right? They're supposed to be around 2.5 minutes long each.
Well, it's stated that they're supposed to be at 2 minutes and 30. Yeah, you're right, 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay.
But they do have the option to have them longer if they feel it's necessary, but it's only supposed to be a select.
Right, like each studio gets a yearly pass. To get away
Yeah,
with
or
it
something
once
like
kind of
that.
thing.
I feel
Okay.
like that's. I don't know. That's I'm not really sure of the stat on that one. I'd be interested to find out if they're actually following that rule.
But
though.
that's okay. Let's just say they're all about 2 hours, 2.5, 2.
two hours of
They
previews.
feel like they're 2 hours. They're all about 2.5 minutes long on average. So that means that if the length of time that you're sitting in front of them is going up, it means they're packing more of them in front of the movie. I find that really, really fascinating because we live in an age where everyone's already seen the preview. That's the weirdest part to me. Everyone watches previews on the internet like all day long. I mean, there are YouTube channels dedicated to just showing previews.
Yeah.
Thousands of them, not hundreds, thousands. Right?
Yeah, it's like a big deal for like a trailer to drop. So that's why I'm with you. I think that's a good point.
Yeah, shouldn't the value of the trailers be decreasing? Why are they putting more of them in front of us? Maybe that's why. Maybe they are decreasing, and that's why they need more, just to make sure you don't miss that one that you may not have seen online.
Well, I mean, what the percentage of people that probably are seeing the trailers online are very avid moviegoers, so you're catching the rest.
Gosh, I love movies. I love watching them, and I love making them.
Movie sales are way, way down. And the studios and the large movie theater chains are doing everything they can to get people in the seats. And Brian alluded to it earlier. That includes things like VIP sections and, selling beer at the theater and hard alcohol and, seat-side service at some theaters that have like a dinner and a movie type theme.
Yeah, I mean, there's like full bars now. Like
all this stuff.
There's like a sports bar like built into the new Regal.
And all this stuff comes with a premium ticket price that's going to the moon. But again, they are losing money. These theaters are in big, big trouble, and they're trying to save their businesses. So
they
that
have to make it
brings
an
me-
experience.
Right. That brings me to the devil's advocate question for you. Movie theater previews, if you include advertisements, are up to 25 to 30 minutes before your movie. I think we can all agree that's overkill. It's ridiculous. We're frustrated. But,
Absolutely.
But can we really blame them? They're doing everything they can to stay afloat.
No, we absolutely can blame them because they're raising prices on everything, and so
and still losing money.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna raise prices, then you need to not. You need to cap it on some of those ads.
Well, then I ask you this: if they're charging, let's say, $15 for a movie ticket right now, right?
Which I know, depending where you are in the country, some people that are listening or watching, some people are like, "Man, that's cheap." But
Sure, so,
but,
and some
I
people
mean,
are like,
that's
"Are you crazy? That's a fortune."
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's expensive in my opinion.
But let's just throw a number out. Let's just call it $15 for the sake of the argument. If that CEO of, let's say, Regal came to you and said, "Brian Chambers, I don't like the idea of having movie trailers and advertisements before the film that are 30 minutes long either. I'd like to reduce them. To do that, I have to raise your ticket price another $2." How are you going to be okay? Please do that, or are you going to go? Oh, I'll deal with the Coca-Cola commercial.
Well, I think if you're talking about if you're talking from 30 minutes to like if you have a 7 p.m. movie and you're talking about cutting 30 minutes like sooner, I would probably pay the $2.
You pay the $2. So maybe that's what they should do. Maybe they should go to a tiered ticket price.
Oh, we don't need to give
No
them. We don't need to
trailers.
give them tips. Johnson, get on the phone, Johnson.
Damn it, Johnson, you're promoted.
We don't need to give them tips. I mean, it's
Krukowski, you're fired, Johnson. Johnson, get in here. Everyone take notes. Johnson saves the day. Yeah.
I mean, it's so frustrating. No, I probably would. I would pay the $2 not to do it. But the fact is that you might be right. There may be tiered. They may start doing tiered stuff like that. But I don't think. Well, honestly, I take that back. I don't think it will come to that. Only because I don't think they will have enough people that would pay for the tier. And then all of a sudden you have people that are packing into one movie, but then they're not. You start spreading yourself thin.
So this is the problem. It's a slippery slope, and we all agree that the theaters are taking advantage of us a little bit.
Yeah.
But they are in financial trouble, whatever that means, whether it means they're just not good at running their own business, or whether it means their business model is eventually going to collapse, or whether it means we're just in a dip right now in the industry. I don't know. But I do know that one thing I find fascinating as the proverbial old man in the room on the podcast, every single time we do a show, I'm like, hey, I do live under a rock. The last time I was in the theater and I caught those advertisements at the beginning for like the soda pops and stuff.
Yeah.
I had no clue, a single brand on the screen. They're like, I'm looking at all these different sodas. They're pouring upside down in this cool ad with music. And I'm like, what is that? My daughter's like, yeah, that's so-and-so. I'm like,
oh,
where's the Pepsi and the Coke, man? This is crazy.
Oh, because they're using like people that you don't know, like for the
product I don't know. I've never heard of these sodas in my life. Yeah, I can't remember the what's the one that's always got the funky beat going and it flips upside down and it pours out at the beginning of the movie. It's like a yellow can with green.
Original, never compromise. Nobody can mess with my copyright. Make it look easy, I don't have to try that.
Oh, I don't know if I've seen that one. Well, it's okay. So just to let you guys know, it's not just us that is thinking this. There was an article
I was worried.
in the Washington Post, okay, that was written, and it was an opinion piece. It was, when is this movie really going to start? I've been here half an hour. So, and this was recently too.
December 27th,
yeah,
2023.
Yeah, this was just recently. Richard Zoglin. It was written by Richard Zoglin, and he's a New York-based writer and critic. And so it said, I'm just going to go through a little bit of this, but he says, it took me a few weeks to get out to see the new Martin Scorsese film, Killers.
Well done. Well pronounced.
There you go. It's Killers of the Flower Moon. The run time of 3 hours and 26 minutes was pretty daunting. Still, on a recent weeknight, I trekked to my local multiplex in New York City for an 8:30 p.m. showing. Since I knew it would be a long evening, I made sure to arrive a few minutes late to miss some of the pre-show ads and trailers. So they were already... Yeah, so Richard was already planning for that.
Yeah,
I mean,
listen up here, Dick Zoglin. 8:30 p.m. is not an evening show, dude. 3 hours and 30 minutes. You're a night owl. Let's be honest with each other. All right, you're catching the fucking red eye. Don't lie to us.
Well, it says like, not late enough. Okay, I still had to sit through several minutes of previews and AMC Theaters promotions before Leonardo DiCaprio finally appeared on screen, but not in the movie. He was interviewing Scorsese about his historical background of the film, which recounts the organized murders of Osage tribe members in the 1920s Oklahoma. After 3 or 4 minutes of their gab, the theater finally darkened and the film seemed ready to start. But wait! There was Scorsese again, addressing the audience to say once more how honored he was to, quote, tell this powerful historical story in the most authentic way possible, end quote. By the time the movie dawdled onto the screen, a 3-hour, 26-minute film had ballooned into nearly a 4-hour evening.
Okay, see, this makes me really, really mad, right? Not so much the previews and the advertisements, but that BS with DiCaprio and his director, like, oh, good job. Let me tell you how hard I worked on this. Let me tell you, like, first of all, the award shows are bad enough with you guys patting yourselves on the back. It's ridiculous. Secondly, do you really, really think it's okay to talk down to your audience like that, to explain to them why this film has historical value? And like, we can look it up. We're adults. If you do a good job telling the story, you will spark our curiosity. We will go home and use our little fingers to web browse and figure out why you told the story. Don't freaking get up there and like talk down to people. That drives me crazy. I'm mad. I'm not going to see the film now.
Okay. Well, all I know is that if you are going to do something like that, that needs to be going on prior to the ads and previews.
I'm sweating. I'm out of breath.
So, I mean,
You got me worked up.
no. Well, there you go.
Where's that bashing bat, Brian?
You know, and then Richard goes on to say, and later, a little bit farther down the article, he says, set aside the $10 bags of popcorn and the confusing array of projection formats, IMAX, 4DX, Dolby. That can boost your ticket price to $25 or more. And I'm not complaining about audience members who talk and scam their cell phones during the movie. Complaints about unruly patrons date back to the days when people used to read the title cards aloud in silent films. That's what it's going. It's the movie-going experience is becoming an endurance test, according to this article.
Right, you have to do
and I agree.
exercises before you go into the theater to make sure you control your bladder. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, is it really getting that bad? Is it just maybe 1 or 2 movies, or is it all movies? Are you guys having the same experiences? And what do you think the question is? I mean, do you think that if raising the ticket prices would take away a lot of those previews? I mean, I just don't think it would. I think that they're going to raise the prices, and they'll be like, oh, they'll pay the price. We'll just maybe take 1 extra ad out, but they're going to keep previews. I mean, previews are there to stay because they want you to feel the experience on seeing a preview on a big screen versus your computer or your phone.
It's a whole lot more difficult to find examples of companies that were behaving badly, but that, they profited from rolling that back than it is for them to admit they are doing something that the consumer didn't necessarily need and roll it back on their own accord. So I think that unfortunately they've set the bar. And we're here to stay.
Yeah. I mean, just for you guys know, for 2023, the average length of, according to the article, the average length of the top 10 grossing films of 2023 was 2 hours and 23 minutes.
Ooh, marathons.
Almost 30 minutes longer than in 2020.
Yeah.
So
see,
that's where it's going. Yeah. You were talking about that earlier, and that you're right. That's where it's going.
See, and again, this is where I feel Jeff Goldblum. This is where I feel a little bit duped as an audience member, because the fact is, if Hollywood can make movies that much longer on average, that means that they are cheaper to make for that much longer, which means they should stop spending so much damn money, make a shorter film, let us get in and out there, tell a better story, people. You can condense it.
Yeah, I'm with you. But what do you guys think? What's your opinion on this, and what do you think you should do? But let us know in the comments below. Make sure you guys subscribe to the podcast or the YouTube channel. It really helps us out. Hit that little notification bell so you never miss any new content. And we drop new episodes every Friday, but, make sure you say hi.
Yeah,
Stop by.
indeed.
Be a good neighbor.
And as we round out Season 7, don't forget to start looking ahead for announcements for Season 8. We have incredible on-location filming and guests coming up. You're not going to want to miss any of them.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Anyway, let's go to the movies.
Let's go to the movies.
All right, peace.
Out.